Welcome to this week's episode of the Restaurant Management Series. Today we'll be covering everything you need to know to become an excellent restaurant manager. Hi everyone, this is Chloe with Garnish TV, and today I'm going to teach you the 7 rules you need to follow to become an excellent restaurant manager so you can improve your employee management and work culture. So let's jump right into it. Number 1, lead by example. Managers need to follow the key principles of the restaurant to set an example for the rest of the staff. This means being on time, staying busy during the shift, being respectful to peers and customers, and remaining accountable for your actions. Otherwise, how can you expect your employees to follow rules that you don't even abide by? Managers set the tone for the entire workspace and are held responsible for work completion and quality. For this reason alone, managers are typically the first to arrive at work and the last to leave to ensure every task is completed. Number 2, follow the restaurant's mission statement and policies. Every restaurant has a mission statement and policies that outline their values. However, many employees will find ways to cut corners when managers don't actively enforce these policies. Whether it is how to correctly count the cash drawer or disciplinary actions for consistently being late, you need to follow and enforce all the rules yourself to show the rest of the staff the importance of the policies. This may take some studying on your part to remember each guideline, but it will show your staff that you take pride in your work and recognize when they do as well. Number 3, establish transparency with employees. There should be no guesswork when it comes to assigning tasks to employees or taking responsibility for various processes. In other words, you need to make it crystal clear exactly what each worker is responsible for, what you expect of them, and how each task is to be done. In addition to employee training, restaurants typically standardize processes from greeting and serving guests to kitchen cleanup. It may be helpful to draft a book of standard operating procedures that outlines each operation for future reference. Number 4, understand your leadership role. It is essential for managers to understand their role in the restaurant. This means finding the balance between over-enforcing rules and being too relaxed around employees. Being a leader doesn't mean you are above policies or receive special treatment, as you are still an employee, but you do have an added responsibility for the rest of your staff. Therefore, managers should strive to encourage workers to do their best, be honest, and work as a team. Number 5, be consistent. While 2 or more days are rarely the same in the restaurant industry, managers must ensure that they remain consistent and steadfast with whatever comes their way. Although it may be easy to cut corners when a crisis arises, remaining consistent with approaches and policies will mitigate issues and maintain expectations. Remember, the rest of your staff looks to you for guidance and support, so you must remain reliable and consistent. This will help your team feel more confident in the workspace. Number 6, promote employee accountability. Depending on your business, you may be supervising over 20 employees at one time, making it impossible to actively monitor each worker. Although you should trust you trained employees properly and that they'll take accountability for their actions, it is always a good idea to implement a restaurant management system. A point-of-sale system, such as our sponsor today, Plum POS, requires employees to enter their unique login to access the system. This means that the solution tracks employees' activity within the software, so you can review performance reports in the case of an order error, customer complaint, or theft. Number 7, plan ahead. The restaurant industry requires employees to be on their toes at all times to juggle whatever may come their way. However, managers can minimize the risk of unexpected events by planning ahead of every shift. When you have a preferred restaurant management system or use a spreadsheet, you should create a list that outlines A, who is scheduled to work that day and potential backups if someone calls off, B, food inventory list to ensure you are fully stocked for the day ahead, C, any special events you are holding, who is assigned to them, and when and where they are held, and D, tasks that can be completed beforehand to reduce the workload during peak hours. By preparing beforehand, you can ensure employees stay on track and complete all necessary tasks. And there you have it, the primary ways to become an excellent restaurant manager. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel because in next week's episode, we're covering exactly what a ghost kitchen is and its pros and cons to help you decide if it's right for your business. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.